Hey, thanks guys for filling in for me there. Tom, appreciate that. What's up, Blue Chips? Yeah, you're going to hear the little one for a sec. We just walked in the door. But guess what? Be kind. You never know how far it might take you. Let's get to it. I'm coming. All right, so here's the two scanners, plus I3, minus I3. Feel free to take a look at those. I'm actually I'll give you the full scanner screen until I get back. There you go. Give me a sec. Just gonna have to risk getting some copyrighted today. Got about 15 seconds here to see if I can get my headphones on. Change this over. All right, here we go. Vincenzo, Ivan, Thomas, Brad, Tom, what's up, guys? Marketing, what's going on? So we're obviously going to be looking at the scanners here today. Let's go back over here. Had a little bit of a late start. Of course, the viewer count's not going to work for some silly reason. Let me see if I can actually log out and log back in and see. Log in. All right, there we go. Now, for some reason, the chat's not working. Gosh dang it. All right, we'll have to worry about that in a little bit. So APLT, we cannot play. SUNW, range isn't that great. We're going to stay away from that. Don't have shares there anyway. WAFU, that's a really low float, 1 million, but it is making a move. No shares there anyway. APA is one that I was looking at off the Bearscan watch list from earlier. Just to let you guys know, I actually was early this morning. We left early, but there was a 2-hour delay due to the snow/ice this morning. So on the way back, I actually ended up getting caught in the high school traffic, which is like right around the corner from the house. But there's only one way in, one way out of the high school. And so when everybody starts showing up towards the time to be there, the traffic gets really bad. So I just noticed that my sounds aren't on. At least not the... There's that one. I think it was that one, yeah. I'm gonna sneeze. Excuse me. All right. So I don't have For some reason, the chat's not popping up. Let's see if I can come over here. There we go. All right. So gonna just take WAFU off here. Have no reason to be looking at it. Just looking for something to replace it with. NIO, I know NEO we can't play. We used to have shares on that, but they took them away. VSTM, nothing there. APLT, look at this thing. It almost got halted there. I have no shares though, and it's on SSR. It's a small float too, sitting there at 8 million. Oh, you know what? I think I have them muted down here when I was doing my video yesterday. No? I don't understand. I don't know why they're not making noise at me. Oh, sound off. There we go. Silly. There we go. Let's check out OCX, our previous kick in the face. Most likely going to stay away from it. RAD, we just checked, no shares there. This is one that we would be interested in if we did have shares available. Looking for it to break that high from yesterday when it opened up. But we don't have shares, so I feel like we've never had shares at on RAD, which is kind of sad because I remember it's always making fairly decent moves. I was actually excited to sit down this morning and kind of go through the watch list a little bit, but it's always something. A lot of SSR stocks moving today. Did you guys take a look at the SPY overnight? The missile strikes went plummeting down and then just gapped right back up. I think that's just absolutely nuts. SunW, I don't know why I keep pulling it up. I know we don't have shares there. Man, we don't really have shares on much this morning. Kind of frustrating. I never knew that Beyond Meat's BYND. I didn't know that their float was that low. I've never really looked at it. But they were also up at $200, and I knew I would never come close to playing that. It was just a matter of time before they came back down to reality. It was just a matter of when. Like if you bought puts when that was all happening, I don't know how far out you can buy puts. I don't do options, but like if you just did them, like if you could do them for a year, that would have been probably a pretty safe bet. Because it was definitely coming back down there at some point. Yeah, we must have missed this one. This might have been something we were interested in. Probably not because of this little pre-market spike here. Kind of looks like a long anyway, to be honest. Especially if it breaks through this area, 1474. So it was trying to get there. CEI seems to be popping up every single day. Made a little bit of a run towards end of day and gapped up. Started to come back down in the pre-market. Now it's kind of consolidating in this little 40-cent range area, or well, it's about 60 cents. It's kind of debating on what it wants to do on the daily. If it could get up over that $4 area, it could look to break out. But if not, it's just kind of making a lower high if it can't get up there. This Pixie, this is a dangerous one here. Micro float, 292,000 in the float. Yeah, these are ones that you just don't mess with. I saw this in the after hours yesterday. It went from 8 to 26, which is just insane. Obviously, that is 100% an avoid. I wouldn't be inclined to play OCX if it wanted to make some kind of move on some volume, but it's not really making any type of move here on volume, so just going to kind of let it be. And JCPenney really took a beating, but I guess they're not completely going bankrupt if they're starting to come back up a little bit. PACD, PACD also on SSR. Is there anything that isn't on SSR today? Definitely, I'm not pulling APLT up anymore today. There's just no reason to. I'm just not even seeing anything on either side because I've been pulling some up from the minus I3 scan as well. And just between the range or the volume, just not really seeing anything. Oh, there's OCX. A little bit of a plummet. CPRX. I feel like we don't. Oh, we do have shares here. Range isn't great. Broke through yesterday's highs just now. Take a look at the daily. I got the 200 sitting there around like 475 area. Let's see. Yeah, like 477. Some decent resistance there at 5. Some decent volume there as well. Let's see if we can get a push up towards the 200 there. We'll look to start this thing. The move started all the way down here at 420. So if we get up to 470, it's 50 cents. So 200. So we'll start with 100. Put it at 69. Actually, we'll put it at 71. We need to get this pop up through high day here, 57. If we get through 57 here on the ask, if I see 58, I'll go ahead and put the order in. Don't want to see this get back under 50. If it gets back under 50, we're not going to like it. HUSA, H-U-S-A, to the moon. That's a penny stock, and it is consolidating on not that great a volume. The range isn't that great. I feel like there's a little personal bias there. What's up, Ponzi? How you doing this morning? Just watching CPRX is kind of our main watch now. It's the only thing that kind of fits our strategy that we look to implement. Don't get under 50. Range isn't great enough, especially since we're sitting right here at the high of day from yesterday. So wouldn't be too interested in jumping in here, especially when there's really not much range to it. If we could have got that extension up there towards 470, we would have been more than happy to start a position. Especially the volume was there, and then it just kind of disappeared, which kind of sucks. Gene was one yesterday that we were just messing around with. That's at a pretty key area right here. Need CPRX to do something to the upside here. Don't want it to get under 50. I think did it actually dip under? Yeah, it looks like it did for a second. You want more? No, no more? Okay. You want more? Say yes. 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 Like those yeses. Yeah. Oh, man, we would have got that Gene move. One trade in APLT, and there's that move under 50, so we'll go ahead and clear that. SPNE. So SPNE is a little bit of a lower float. Volume's not that great, but the range is nice. Let's take a look at the daily. Some solid resistance here around 1550. So that's kind of what we'd be looking for. Move starting here at 14, so 1550, $1.50. We'd have to start this one pretty small. One trade in APLT got nervous when it started to consolidate on 38. Also had bad entries. I've reinstalled Windows, so I had to make the entire trading layout all over again. That sucks. And I just remembered that like 20 minutes before market opened. No fun there. ESS, what about it? I see no volume. Very high priced. I wouldn't be able to play this. Looks like a short on the daily though. There's a lot moving around, but nothing that we're interested in. I just said I wasn't going to pull APLT up again, and here I am. Whoa. Look at that. From 40 to 30 in a matter of 10 minutes. Yikes. Constantine, what's up, man? You got something rad? Nice. That's definitely something I would have played if we had the shares, because that was a nice extension up into that resistance from the high day yesterday. We would have looked to risk off of that 1350 area, but no shares, so good for you, man. Oh, S, gotcha. And it's a boy. So he sounds like a girl. Looks like Rad's actually going to get ready to pay even more in a nice descending triangle here. Get that break of 13 and VWAP at the same time. Should get a nice little flush. So we'll keep, let's see, VSTM. I don't think we have shares there. Nope, no range anyway. I've noticed too that the tickers that have low price, high float, their range is usually absolutely horrible. Just a thing that I've started to notice. CPRX went high of day, but not quite up to where we wanted it. We would have been looking for that extension up towards $5. See, since we got this pullback here, we would have definitely been looking for the move up towards that 200 on the daily, around 475. But we would have wanted to see it go through at that point, looking to risk off that $5 area. So SPNE is also looking to go here. Like I said, we're looking for that 1550 area. Yeah, true. All kids do sound like girls. I'd like to see a nice push through 15. Doesn't look that unreasonable if it could just get the push, but I mean, this thing just keeps getting rejected. A lot of topping tails. CPRX kind of doing the same thing, just kind of just getting shoved down every chance it gets. Not really giving us those extensions that we like to look for. BRA. Let's see. BRA, I do not have access to that stock apparently. What did we have up? CR something. CRP or CPRX. SPNE attempting again. We do have a starter order sitting here. It's not, we didn't put it in yet. We just wanted to see if we could get that move towards 15. And if we do, we'd be interested. Oops, sorry about that. Well, CPRX is not gonna work out, doesn't look like. Some people in Discord have been following M all morning. Looks like Sue and Devin were kind of watching it. Not something I guess I would be interested in particularly. But it does have some pretty decent range and the volume's definitely there. SPNE actually trying to do something here. See if we can get that move towards 15. See if we can get the break. Just getting shoved down yet again. Ball right back up this time though. See if we can get the move. It is a bit spready. That's why we're going to use our orders. Anytime we're dealing with any kind of a spread, I tend to just go right to orders where I'd be comfortable. Just trying. If we can stay up here above 75 area and move, I'd still be fine. We're still pretty extended. We're just waiting for that fast move, right? We're waiting for the quick move. Because you know what we look for. The stronger the move, the weaker the trend. That's what we're looking for here. Looking for that strong move up so we can short into it, looking for the move back down to reality. Nua halted to the downside. This is actually the stock that I made some decent money on back when I first started trading. On this huge drop down right here. We bought the dip going into the close and held it after hours. I actually had unrealized way more than I ended up realizing because I couldn't trade on my broker at the time until 8 o'clock. But if I could have traded even at 7:30, I would have made a lot more money. Applesauce? Applesauce? Can you say applesauce? Applesauce? This halt, yeah, I see the halt up here. Tried to extend more and now it's halted down. It's crazy. I didn't realize. I can assure you that when I traded this way back on my first day of trading ever, I had no clue what the float was. I didn't even know what float was back then. What's up, Mr. J Towers, by the way? First time talking to you. Here we go. SPNE trying 15 there. Got to 97. We would never be interested in this while it's kind of chopping around like this. Again, we're just looking for that nice big extended move, kind of like this candle here where it moved 60 cents. Nice Ponzi. That's what it's all about, man. Man, I need to get my water. I didn't even get a chance to get my water this morning because we left early. It's funny, we left early and got back late, so I had no chance to get my water. Makes no sense. Yeah, man, it's all about making the money and get out of here. Go enjoy the rest of your day. That's why I'm trying to get to that point where I can be consistent so that I can make my money in the first hour and a half of the day, knock my video out for YouTube, be done by lunchtime, and spend the rest of the day with my kid. I mean, you guys see me most of the time. I spend a lot of time with him even during the stream. He doesn't quite give me the opportunity not to, or he's very needy sometimes. Sava making a move. It's the low float mover right now. It's hitting its high from yesterday, which is where it opened. It's on SSR, which is helping. This is the one that squeezed up to $11 last week. A lot of FOMO right here. Definitely a little bit of a short squeeze / FOMO going on right now in SAVA. I don't see a halt price anywhere in sight, not on the level 2 right now. Say we have no shares. It's also SSR, so it's a little bit harder to short these. I wouldn't short it anyway, but I'm kind of keeping it up just to show you that this is kind of what the scanner is looking for on a daily basis. Every time you see me pull a move up, it looks pretty extended. This is what you get when the intensity is up over 40. We're just looking for 20, and this was up over 40. You want to get up? Help? Uh-oh. One over here, too? This too? Get you some more applesauce. This will be your last one for now. You want to get up? Up? All right, and we're back. Kinda, sorta. Should have got my water. I'm too busy getting him everything. So there we go with SAVA. Stronger the move, look for that extension. The weaker the trend, get the pullback. All right, that's what we look for. That's what we're looking for on stocks that we can actually play that aren't SSR, that aren't super low float. I mean, SAVA is only 15 mil float, which isn't, micro float, but it is still low. Anything under 20 I kind of consider low, but I mean, this is what we look for. You guys see me play it in the past. For some reason, we're just not getting these types of plays right now on, the normal tickers, where we get these nice extensions into. This one actually wasn't really into any sort of major resistance, but that's because it's a low floater. It kind of does what it wants. But you get these nice big pushes, overextend themselves, and you get the pullback, right? That's what we look for. You look to short and get the pullback. You obviously can do it the other way using the minus I3 scan. The minus I3 scan is designed to do the exact opposite. So let's pull up PIXY, which is on there right now, which is supposedly getting crushed. So when you get these big moves down, it's kind of the same thing. You're looking for an overextension to the downside, look to get long, looking for the pop back up into, a more consolidating type area, back into a range. So obviously it's not always going to work. Nothing obviously is always going to work, but that is the idea behind using the scanners with the intensity. SPNE is starting to disappoint. There it goes, getting the big drop. We were kind of hoping people were looking at this as like a bull flag. I don't believe in patterns really that much. The only ones I really believe in are kind of like nice ascending or descending triangles. But I was hoping that people would kind of see this as a bull flag and make it go higher, get the nice extension I was looking for, but looks to be failing. So we're most likely not going to be interested in SPNE anymore. There's just really not much going on. Jay Towers got a scalp on CEI. Let's take a look at that. What's wrong, bud? You want the slide? You get the slide out? This? Oh, you want this too? What was that? That sounds uncalled for. Where do you want this? Where do you want it? Over here? Here? Or do you want me to take this out? This? This? You want it right here? Or you want it? Here? No? This? You turn it on? Down the slide? Here's another car. Up. Help. Help. Here it comes. Whoa. We got rags. Big dip at the open, so took it for nice. Yep, that's exactly what you should be doing. It's the right way to play him if you're going to play him. Again? That was a good again. I like that. Here it comes. Whoa. Boom. It hit the couch. Yeah, sorry if you guys are dipping out. This is kind of when it starts to get slow. After that first half hour, just nothing. It's irritating. I do not want to sit here and not trade. I promise you. But unfortunately, that's just what's happening. I'm trying to instill some discipline. Again? How about we go this way? Ready? There it goes. Whoa, yay, you did it. Boom. So silly. Okay, go get it. And as much as I hate to say it, you know, I'm very short biased, but I mean, maybe I need to, in this market, it's definitely starting to look like it's more of a long biased market. Again? Again? This way? This way? This? Ready? Ready, set, go! There it goes! Boom! So frustrating. Looks like Nua's kind of consolidating out of the halt there. Again? You want to press it? Press the button. Yeah. Good job, bud. Come on, market gods, give me something. Give me something to play. Excuse me. Again? Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! Is it going? There it goes. tab. So if you guys are here, if you're new, my name's Tim. Also, we have a 1,000 subscriber giveaway that we're doing this Friday night. If you guys are interested, we're giving away 2 weeks of the scanners, as well as we're giving away a full year to 3 people for the TraderSync journal that I use. It's the pro version of their journal. It's a $360 value per person. So be sure to get signed up for the 1,000 sub giveaway. All you gotta do is go to my channel. It's in there somewhere. It should be right up top. You should see the video. The scanners as well, that's a priceless thing. You get access to the team for 2 weeks, get to ask questions inside the chat room. You get to talk to the man, the myth, the legend, B himself, which, just to give you guys an idea what he's doing today, let's let me just take a screenshot, it'll be easier. Up. So, oh, you need help? Okay, give me 1 second, okay? So he actually made some trades today that weren't something that you would typically want to see, and he still made some crazy money. So WAFU, he started long, and then he kept getting long, and he just kind of wrote it down and ended up selling and stopped out the rest there, but made money. Here were the other 2. Yes, that was a good dada. Oh, good job. Keep bringing them. Daddy put it together. Let's go. Which way does it go? There we go. You got the people. So here with CPRX, this is exactly how you should play these if they don't work. You get short if you add. If it makes a top, if it goes back and reclaims, you get out. Unfortunately, it came back down after that. Uh-oh. SPNE. This was a good one, as you can see. Long, cover, long again, sell. Sorry, not cover. So that was a good trade there. And I believe there was one more where he fought it. But when B fights, he likes to win. So that was the APLT trade. And he just smashed the crap out of this thing. And he ended up, I guess, it started to consolidate here, so he took some off. But it ended up being a winner, but not what he wanted, obviously, because he started this way early. He actually was playing this as a hangover, and it didn't quite give him what he wanted. So, but it still ended up working out. This dude is he's a freak. That's all he does is win, win, win. Jealous. Bought the $1.50 break on VSTM. Hopefully you're still in it. It's rolling. Let's go. Like it, Kevin. It's not a bad area to buy. Kind of consolidated here and then broke through. If you're right, you're good. Looking for this type of move. If you're wrong, you're only risking a good 5 cents or so, right? SPNE, I was watching it. It's really the only thing I've been watching. I was looking for it to just make that move. It just tried again. Got the 1491, but got denied again. Very frustrating. Can't get anything to work. Yeah. Oh, you want to put it goes up here. This one goes up here. And that one goes there. Look at that. You made a plane. Oh no! Plane crashed just like the one over Iran. I was just telling the guys in the ISW chat that I'm annoyed that I'm not finding any trades, and they were like, go long. And I was like, yeah, I'm starting to think about it. What's wrong? Did it fall apart? Okay, can you hand it to me? Thank you. Thank you. So we're missing a piece. Oh, it's still on there. We're not missing it. Oh, now it's got wheels. And it's all together. Try to keep it together. What's wrong? Coming for landing. Oh man, just made some good money on WW. Oh my jeez. Now, how come I didn't see WW? This is something I might have been interested in. I've played WW in the past. What sounds like FOMO? Me wanting the long just so that I can trade? I totally agree with you. It's not necessarily FOMO. It's just I'm just a very short bias trader. So to look at the ones popping up on the scanner going in the opposite direction, that's the frustrating part. Because it's for some reason it's hard for me to just kind of flip the chart upside down. Especially because I'm very keen to play stocks that are coming up to a certain resistance point, where looking on the daily for most longs, it's hard for me to kind of see those, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's hard. It was on the scanner. I think it peaked at around 15 intensity before the price I had to take it. Yeah, no, the higher price ones like that, 15 is actually pretty good. So yeah, nice find there, man. This is definitely something I probably would have been playing with you. With my luck, I'm not going to lie, I probably would have been in on this move right here and then would have got stopped out. So not sure I would have got back in. Probably would have been looking for that 46 break. And this actually looks fairly dangerous on the daily. And looking left, there's really not much resistance. Not until over 50. Because it just went, it was over this 44.50 area, but now it's back below. Because that was really the last kind of resistance holding it down before making a big move up. So it definitely looked like a long on the daily. It would have been a tough one. All right, Thomas, thank you for the insight. So I might not have played this anyway. But man, if you're still holding on to some, that would be nice. Thing is just getting smashed. I also, are the scanners stuck right now? I think they are. Yeah, looking at the daily, I probably wouldn't have got in, to be completely honest. That looks like a breakout. But it would have worked. So power to Fearless for taking it down for us. Oh boy. I'm going to take SPNE off here. It's not really doing anything. I mean, we'll keep it. There's really nothing else to look at. Tom is in LMT. 414.20. Nice. Obviously, this has a decent range to it. This definitely could kind of just curl and go. That's for sure. Especially look at this crazy gap up yesterday. And then it just went bloop. So this is, I'm assuming this is the opposite of the SPY. Or something that is very opposite to the SPY. So I bet if we brought the SPY up, let's take a look. And if we kind of put it at the same spot right here, you will see that this is almost the exact opposite. So kind of what I thought, especially looking at the daily. Actually, the daily looks fairly similar. Interesting. Who knows? Stand by. Defense stock, gotcha. Makes sense. I missed 10 on that pop, pulled it up late. I didn't even see it. I'm assuming it didn't hit the 20 mark. I've been very nitpicky with what I've been trading, and it's just frustrating because the ones that have been meeting my edge so far this year, as you guys can see, which, oh yeah, by the way, on TraderSync they did get the line graph on here finally. So not finally, it only took an extra couple days, but yeah, they finally got it on here. So now you can have the line chart or the bar chart, which is pretty cool. But yeah, just starting off this year, I mean, you don't really see many trades, and the ones that are there are just frustrating. Like Billy, I kept trying to play Billy over and over again, and it just wasn't working. STNE, I thought that it was SPNE today, but just everything that we were playing just wasn't. And there's WW. I was like, I knew we had played that recently. That was actually the last trade of the year. Let's pull up the chart real quick. It's like looking at it, we get those extensions, and then it just wasn't working. Every single time it was just grinding higher. It's like everything is grinding right now. It's very frustrating. Yeah, it's nice that the line's there. It's so much easier to look at. Sorry, we're having a little bit of fun in the The ISW room. So SPNE actually starting to look like a descending triangle here. Be a pretty key break there. I'm gonna take the trade on paper because it's just one of them markets right now. So we'd have to be risking 15, so 50 bucks from 1450. That's perfect. So I was gonna say, let's give it a sec to see if it pops back up from the reject of 50. Let's see, 64. Because we obviously wouldn't be risking high day here. We'd most likely be risking this 14.80 area. Because we're obviously not looking to get that much out of it to the downside. I was really hoping we got a little pop there to like 55 for a second. It doesn't look like the spread wants to cooperate. Very slow now as well. Volume's kind of died, which is good for the descending triangle purposes. It means that there's not really a lot of volume that's going to come in to kind of save it per se. All right, the ask is starting to come down a little bit. All right, let's give it a go here. We're just risking off this 1480 area. So we're looking for this ascending triangle to kind of complete itself, at least down towards VWAP, where we would look to take the majority of the position, if not all of it. Remember, ascending triangles, they're a 1-to-1 trade, so that's really all you're looking for. The bucket? Hold on. I don't even know how you got that. Ready? You're silly. And look, there it goes, popping up on me. That's what we were hoping it did right before we got in. Let's put the stop in here. Let's see. Yeah, we'll go off at 80. We'll do 81. All right, so we'll put the stop in there. This is kind of almost like a set it and forget it type play, just because you have your set. It's when you're playing the ascending, descending triangles, it's very much a set risk play. Vroom, vroom. Ready? Set. Go. There it goes. See if that pops up right. Dun, 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 dun. And in reality, if you really want to, we could, oops, that's not the line we wanted to move. So we could just kind of extend our descending triangle, and technically we're still in it. We're getting the move back down there. A little bit spready, but again, this is why you just have that set risk. Very easy to kind of calculate your shares, kind of see if that's what you're looking for. And the scanners appear to be back, at least temporarily. I think that's kind of everything coming through at once. I don't think that's current. We just need that ask to come down. I think if the ask comes down under that 57 area like it was before, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get the punch through. Very slow trade, obviously. And it was just something to release my FOMO a little bit. We were looking to, we're eager to trade, so we switched it over to the demo account. Just looking to play a descending triangle pattern here. Pretty key area, right? We got previous resistance, but it is a descending triangle, so either it works or it doesn't. If VWAP was right there as well, I probably wouldn't play this, but knowing that we got room down there to VWAP, it's kind of what makes it more appealing. So we'll see what it does. VWAP sitting at 1424. That's our average, 50 to 25. Put a buy order out there for 75% of the shares. If we get that like quick dip, we don't want to miss it. Put it at 1425. Then we'll see if we can ride the rest of it down. So I think the scanners themselves are still rebooting. The internet went out in California, apparently, where the scanners are being hosted. So we're kind of dealing with that issue right now. And this is why I would never normally trade these. They're just way too slow. I could never sit here and watch these. What you looking for? You want to get up? I know what I can get you. For anybody that is new here, we do have the, what just happened there? We do have the Discord channel, so when we do end up getting off of here in a little bit, I still will be on there. I do hang around for the most part, just kind of listening for the scanners. So, yeah. If you guys are interested, that I'll actually post it in the chat here. Let the bot do it for me. If you have any additional questions too, you can always ask there. You can ask on any of the videos in the comment section. You know, do what you gotta do. I'm also on Twitter. I guess I can put that down there too. If you guys want to follow me there. All right, so it looks like the scanners are back up. Trill had popped up. Let's see what that is all about. CLVS, somebody had mentioned. CLVS looks like something we could try our little magic button out on. I don't remember, do I have it set? What's the price set to here? 20. Okay. See if it wants to drop a little bit more here. The new magic buttons, they are long positions using the -I3 scanner. So when something goes off over 20 on the -I3 scan, pull the chart up, look for an entry, hit the button, and it gives you a 1-to-3 risk-reward ratio. So you're either right or you're right out, and you have a set risk amount, which I have the key set to $25 as the risk right now, and so in that case, we would make $75 if it works. Well, it's a good thing you would, Vincenzo, because that's where we're probably headed. All right, so we hit the button here on, okay, I already hit it. We got to fill 815, and it gave us a range order of 807 is our stop, and 839 is what we're looking for our 3 profit. So we'll see if we can get that bounce back up there. It's kind of a big range, considering this is why the magic button is not public, because it definitely needs some work. It does figure out your share size as well. As you can see, it gave us 306 shares there. So if we were to get stopped out here at 807, we should only lose that $25, but we were looking to make 75 if we could kind of predict the bottom here a little bit and get the move back up. So of course this is supposed to be over the course. This isn't something that would happen very quickly, in all cases. So it's something where you kind of hit it and you just forget about it. Kind of like the set it and forget it type thing that you use in the kitchens. Using the kitchen to set it and forget it. So it looks like our SPNE descending triangle is starting to fail here. We're going to kind of let it consolidate here for a second. We'll probably just keep our stop there because it's still a good area of what we'd be looking where we wouldn't be interested again. So we'll just kind of let that sit. Have our stop there at 1481. The stop is at 807. So it set a range order. Let me pull it down. I'll show you. So when you hit that button, it essentially gives you a range order that it puts in. So like these are my orders for SPNE, but it will give me an order for the last price, and when I get the fill, it'll then give me a 1-to-3 risk reward with the shares with a risk of $25. So we got in at, as you can see, oh, I guess you can't see it. I'll pull it down too. We got in at 815. And so that put our 1% at 807 and the 3% at 839. So that's the idea behind it. Which now I have no idea where that was in correspondence, but we'll figure it out later. Let's say it was right there. All right, so we're starting to attempt to look like we're getting to move back up. SPNE is looking like it wants to not cooperate. Our descending triangle, again, technically, I was getting ready to say we could still be in it, but now we're not. Like if you wanted to do something like that, but yeah, this is actually starting to look like a failure, but we're going to go ahead and just leave our stop there. I wish it would click off of that so I can get rid of it. It jumped up on us. It could have almost stopped us out there. Got the 78. We're sitting at 81, so we'll see if it wants to get there. No, there's nothing on my real account. Actually, you're right, there is. That was actually the take profit on SPNE. Good catch there, Thomas. Man, I really suck at not doing that. Yeah, no, you're right. I saw it. I looked over at my positions. I didn't look at the orders. This is what happens when you practice a lot of different things at once. You start to not realize things. So thank you, Thomas. I appreciate that. That was the take profit order, which would have essentially put me in a long position on SPNE instead of taking me out of my short position. And for real. It would have been a good area, though, to get long. So I can't really complain. Still would have sucked. I would have been like, what's going on there? Yes, Constantine, that is the idea. Yeah, don't laugh at me. It happens. Just apparently happens to me a lot more than others. I do it way too often. Monster Machine. I'm definitely gonna get copyrighted on this one. Can you guys hear? Can you hear the TV pretty well? If you can, I'm sure it's gonna. And I've had it on all morning too, so there's no way to just edit out that that one part. But hopefully, it just can't hear it. Kid's going num num back there. So the range here on CLVS is kind of crap. You need to see it break up there towards 820. That's going to be something where you're just going to have to, if you're really interested if it worked or not, you're going to have to kind of keep tabs on your own because it's going to take a while. I'm not going to sit around that long probably. Still waiting on SPNE. Well, that's good. Good to know, Thomas. That way maybe I won't have to worry about it getting copyrighted. Usually the things that do get copyrighted are like when I was playing the pump-up music in the pre-market, stuff like that. They didn't like that very much, I guess. The got a lower high here on SPNE, so it's kind of just holding true. Our stop is still sitting there at 1481, and as I say that, I get a nice little ask buy there, pumping us back up there towards 78. If the bid starts climbing with it, the odds are we're going to get stopped out. Also, probably not good because we have a market order sitting there, so we'll probably get some slippage. But we shall see. Say what's that? So it's about a $30 risk. That was kind of what we were shooting for. $25, $30 there. And back down. That's why I can't play these. Not only is it slow, but the spread. It's like, how do you play this? Like, are you just constantly putting orders out on the ass trying to get filled on the bid? Like, ugh. I mean, obviously our descending triangle didn't work, but we still have our order in there that we were happy with. So we're still just giving it room to try to do its thing. But essentially this kind of looks very ascending at this point. And I wouldn't fault anyone for attempting to get out in this area because it just doesn't look good. But at the same time, you don't know what it's going to do, right? Nobody knows what it's going to do. The CLVS trade, though, on the other hand, is just really slow. And it's starting to curl like it doesn't want to continue up. I think I might actually just take this thing off, because it does look like it wants to kind of fall back down. Apple. I heard that, Apple. So we're going to take a break from the applesauce, man. Yeah, this was a lot of applesauce. Yeah. No, don't do that. These things are like gold. Get up. No? Pixie. Yeah, it looks like we're about to get stopped out. Technically, did 81 print? Nope, just 80. Make sure I actually change back to the demo account. There we go. So we got stopped out. And it gave us 82, so not too bad. Only 1 cent slippage there. But it was kind of clear that that was happening. So like I'd said, there would have been no shame in getting out a little earlier. We were looking for the descending triangle there, which clearly failed. So is what it is there. And to be completely honest here on CLVS, kind of the same thing. It's not really doing what we wanted it to do. So really would be no shame in kind of getting out there. But the whole point of the magic button that we're working on here is to attempt to have set it and forget it type trades. So we're gonna let it be. See what it does throughout the course of time here. See if we can't get a move back up. So SPNE, we watched that thing all morning. Such a pain in the arse. It didn't really do anything that we wanted it to do. This PIXY is just crazy. Got shoved down, kind of built a support here using pre-market support at this $18 area. Kind of started to ascend, and off she goes. Absolutely crazy. Went right up to the highs, all the way from that 18 area to 28, 27.50 in a matter of a couple minutes, few minutes, like six to 8 minutes. Crazy. So it's looking like another one of those days. There we go with CLVS starting to finally get a move up here. And the premise, again, behind the play from CLVS is you're pretty much doing this for every single alert that you get on the minus I3 scan. So every alert that pops up over, or I should say under 20, you're looking to pull the chart up and you're looking for an entry. Hit the button, move on to the next one. Like that's the idea behind this. So even if you're 40% win rate, you're going to be collecting, right? Because if you're making 3 to 1, when you do win those 40% of the time, you're going to be profitable. So it's more of a grind. And that's kind of what the win rate is expected to be, somewhere around 40 to 50%. So it's really not a fun strategy, but it's more of one that you would be looking to kind of grind it out. So we'll see if we can't hold this 20 area as support to try to push a little bit higher. Remember, the top of our range order is sitting at 839. And normally I wouldn't keep the chart up. I would just kind of let it do its thing. But since there's absolutely nothing else to look at, minus PIXY trying to go crazy, there is a halt sitting there at 28.43 if it wants to try it. Looks like it might. I mean, the spread on this is just insane. It was just over a point. $25, $26 stock. The spread's over a point. That's crazy. Also did want to thank you guys. YouTube's doing some weird thing again with the subscribers, but I keep going like from a little under 1,200 subscribers to like over 1,200 subscribers. Like it's fluctuating back and forth. I don't know why, and it actually just got halted down. Look at that. That's crazy. But just wanted to say thank you guys. The support that you guys have been giving me since we started the channel has just been crazy. And I just wanted to say thank you for all of you loyal guys that have been here pretty much every day that I'm streaming. To any of the new guys, welcome. If you don't know what this channel is about, and if you didn't see my little intro video, we're all about being fully transparent. I like to think that our channel is one of a kind because of the screaming kid in the background. But no, just because, you know, here I like to consider anything that you hear 100% the truth. I'm not ever going to lie to you. I might beat around the bush on some things, but, you know, that's more of a political thing. I'm not here to bash other YouTubers, other traders. So I try to stay away from that. That's kind of the one thing I tend to, you know, try to beat around the bush or steer away from when it's brought up. But anything else, I'm fully transparent. I tell you everything. If you have a question, I answer it. If I don't know the answer, I find the answer. And that's how we roll here. Pixie trying to halt on the way down still. It's crazy. We were trying to break highs at 27.50, and now we're halting at 23, literally a minute later. It's crazy. VSTM. No range here on VSTM, but it is, as you can see, this is kind of what the scanners look for. And again, like I said, when you get these lower price stocks with a higher float, the range is usually kind of crap, and in this case it is. But, I mean, if you have no problem playing with higher share size, then it's not a big issue. You can still play these types of moves because the liquidity is usually always there, which, as you can see, it definitely is here. $500,000 on that last 2-minute candle. But it also did only move 5 cents, 9 cents. Look, did Pixie halt? Nope, it did not. Looks like Devin just got in long on Derm. He's in at 17. Looking for it to break out. Derm, I believe, is one that got us on the short side. Let me take a look here. Nope, Derm is one that we actually won. Oh, you know what? This is, I remember playing this. Was early December. Yeah, this is one where we could have held on to it for a much bigger win, but it started consolidating, and we only had an entry, a single entry there with a starter position, so we got out of the position that it kept on going. This is actually something we probably, oh no, the volume. Looking at the volume, we would have probably stayed away from this. It was a decent move. And here goes VSTM. So this is what I'm talking about. These are the moves where you would be interested in if you're playing larger share size. Like if your commissions are to a point, like if you were trading on one of the free platforms, this is something you could play, right? You could take 1,000 shares and not worry about the commissions, and you could play something like this, right? Whereas, you know, myself, you know, I'm not really looking to pay that much in commissions right now with a smaller account, especially if I would have to play my strategy and have to add. So by the time it's all said and done, the commissions are going to add up. The CLVS is kind of just sitting there. volume kind of died off on it again. Like I said, when you're playing these types of moves, it's more of a just set it and forget it type play. So looking at the daily here, there is some not pretty good resistance, but there is some resistance here at the $2 area. So most likely would have been kind of just banking on that being resistance to maybe a little bit over 2. And that would kind of be our move. So enter here, look to get in at 2, maybe get a final add right over 2, and then be done with it. But it looks like the starter position right here would have worked as we're coming back down. That's what I'm saying. 1,000 shares. If you got in even $1.88, and say you got out there 182, that's $60, right? So you can play it if you're playing with more share size, but I'm just not comfortable doing that just yet. So we're gonna let these be. Sorry, I'm doing some counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, sir, Mr. Brad. Not much happening. Kind of annoying. Just waiting for things to kind of get back to normal. Like I said, hopefully earnings coming up will kind of help out. Looks like CLVS is actually going to end up not doing what we wanted as well. And it's kind of why I have been sitting on my hands. I mean, even the paper trades that I'm taking aren't working. So it's been very frustrating for the way I play the market. So it's like either I need to, when the market gets like this, I need to start to adapt a little bit, or I just need to do what I'm doing and sit on my hands. And, you know, it makes for boring content, but it is what it is. Like, this is part of day trading. So it's unfortunate, but it's all we can do. Yep, it was just like this yesterday. So I'm actually going to sit here until 11 o'clock and I'm going to call it. But yeah, there's VSTM working out nicely. Wish I could spell. It looks like CLVS is about to tank here. It's not looking good. What did you do? Got some strong hands tearing this apart. glad you didn't try to eat it. No, no. Apple? I know something I can give you. What's this? Yeah. Lollipop? Lollipop. Can you say lollipop? Lollipop. Lollipop. La 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 lollipop. Lollipop, lollipop. Oh, 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 lolly, lolly, lollipop. You want me to open? Help? Nope, you got it? Okay. Oh, whoa. You scared me. What are you scaring me like that for? You're silly. Oh, jeez. You're scaring me. No, jeez. You think that's funny? I'm gonna turn now. Ah! Gotta eat your lollipop. Help? Help? Here. Do you want to do it? I'm trying to help. You got it? There you go. Yeah, keep pulling it. He's mad because he can't get it open, but then he won't let me open it. Is the real deal. Cash is green. That is true. We still didn't get stopped out at CLVS, huh? It looks very weak. Like we're definitely going to get stopped out. Either it's going to hold support here at 810 or it's going to get stopped out, that's for sure. If it holds the support, it might actually eventually go. You got it. Yay, Camden. There it is. Oh, thank you. Slide. Yay, Camden. High five. Good job. Blaze. Yeah, you're watching Blaze. All right, we got 4 minutes here. I'm going to get out of here. Just nothing. Absolutely nothing. Crazy. Wafu. W-A-F-U. Attempting to curl up. This actually looks like it could be a good long through this 330 area. Got VWAP sitting right there, though. This is on paper, but we're gonna give this a shot. We're basically predicting that this is gonna come up here, break this 330 area, and VWAP in a try. We're risking right off the bottom of these candles, so right under $3, so 293. We'll put a stop in here. I don't know why I keep doing that. Big order there. Stop, 293, make sure I do it the right way. There we go. And I'm going to clear this, make sure I go back to demo position. Look to sell half. If we get up towards, we'll put it at 345. We'll do, what did we get, 320? Yeah, we'll do 345. Looks like we'll actually have to cancel our order if we want to do that. Let's see if we can get through this 326 area. We're basically risking off of it making a higher low. So that's why we put it down there under 3. So we're not going to be worried on this dip here. We were kind of buying a breakout there. Complete FOMO, that's why we did it on paper. Just trying to be interesting. Trump is talking at 11 about Iran. Hopefully you're still in your position there then, huh? Tom? Weren't you wanting him to say something? PCG. All right, we're going to try this on paper as well. Oh, it looks like we might have missed it. What was the bottom here? 10:05. So I'm not going to play this because I would never normally play this. I would have been looking for the break of this area, which is 10. So if it wants to get down there and break that, we'll be interested. Because remember, I'm always looking for previous resistance, so I should be looking for previous support if I'm going to play it the opposite way. There's really no reason not to. Although, as you can see, this is kind of what the scanner brings up. Gives you these nice little quick, intense moves, and you're looking for the rebound, which it is giving it to you. So it would have worked if you got in towards the bottom there, but it's not something I would play even if I was trying to play the long side. So gonna let WAFU play out here, and then we're gonna go from there. All right, so we're getting down there to that area, 297. Stops at 293. I was literally about to add there, and then obviously risk off that same area. But the ash jumped up too quick. That's why your instincts sometimes, you just gotta trust them. This is why you don't FOMO into trades, by the way. This is why you don't really play breakouts, because it usually puts you in a bad spot. If you noticed, I at least tried to predict the breakout instead of actually waiting for the breakout. So it gave me a little bit of a better average, but as you can see, the breakout failed. It never got through that key area that we were talking about. So in a sense, it should have been a reason to just jump out if you really wanted to, but we're playing the bigger game here, just kind of looking for it to keep making higher lows. So if it wants to hold this 294 area and make a higher low, then technically we're still ascending. So that's kind of what we're shooting for here. And PCG, as you can see, went all the way back up, so that would have worked. M is actually starting to curl too. Looking like this might get a nice little break. It's trying to go, it just went green to red, and now it's going red back to green. I'm going to get you, bud. Day's almost done. Ooh, boy. I believe I actually fixed the feedback issue too with my mic, so you're probably hearing full scream and no feedback on the mic. Jeez. Jeez. I'm gonna add there, and we're gonna go ahead and move our stop, or not move our stop, but keep the same stop. I'm so used to hitting buy, I have to keep making sure I hit sell. We're just adding there, brings our average down a little bit, and we still got the same risk. So we're taking on a little bit more risk, but it gives us a better average if it does want to work. Just pretty much cut it in half there. Actually, a little bit more than half. We were at 320, now we're at 313.5. So basically, if we do start to make, if we do make this higher low, we'd obviously want to see it now get past this 326 area, which would be the key area to make sure that we're not making a lower high. So that's kind of what we're looking for. There goes M making that move that we were talking about, starting to curl. This one has the key area of 1780, and as you can see, it looks like it got rejected right at it. Pretty much the same thing that we were looking for here on WAFU. There we go. Got the ask up a little bit. See if we can start to get the bids to pile in here. Ça va? Market's trying to talk French. MTL. We were looking at that one yesterday, actually. Ça va? No shares there, SSR. This did break the key resistance, which was high of day. 874. What is our CLVS doing? That's starting to use that as support again, that A10 area. Starting to curl back up. We'll let that ride like we were planning on. I really thought WAFU, we were getting some volume. This was actually going to be more of a quick move, but this kind of proved me wrong, at least for now. Be nice to start seeing it kind of edge up there towards 320, because then I really do think we would get a nice move. What's Pixie doing now? Still getting smashed. See, this is what a descending triangle is supposed to do. You can see that, and then right there's the support. So when it squeezes nice and tight, you get the follow through, right? That's what you're looking for. And now you're getting continuation to it. Use that support as resistance, and it's continuing down. I mean, this is pretty classic. That's what it's supposed to look like. And that's what it usually does look like. The market is just in a funky place right now. I'm not really sure what's going on with the market. It got up over 9 there on the ask, but never really. Well, it did print 10 once. I mean, again, we did make a lower high or a higher low, so that's what we're shooting for here. We're just gonna keep in this until it doesn't. So technically, we could change our stop to 296. So let's do that. We'll do that. There we go. Right, because if it goes below 296, we are no longer making higher lows, and we would not be interested. So that's the idea behind that. Oh, just like that. That's how quickly it can happen. And we're right there, and we're out. All right, so that's how those work, right? That's why low floaters can be low floaters. They just kind of do what they want. So we'll move on. I'm actually going to go ahead and actually let's take a look real quick at our CLVS. It's actually starting to work. Which, if this does want to work, this would actually make up for both of our losers plus some. So that's kind of the cool thing about these set risk plays, is you know what you're going to lose if you lose, but if you get a win, it's a nice little win. So it's kind of picking and choosing per se. Which I actually am trying to do this exact thing just on my own anyways, without a button, but the whole point of the button is to kind of get you in and eliminate you and your emotions from the trade. So you hit the button, that's it. Like, you're done. You just let it go. You have a set risk, and you're done with it. But I've been trying to, obviously I wanted to try to practice this in theory, but haven't been given the chance because the markets have just completely been irrational ever since Christmas. Like, they're just not doing anything that we wanted to do. But we wanted to try to get into our positions, and we were going to really try to let the position work for us more than we have been in the past, because I feel a lot of our problems is we're taking too many smaller winners, and when we are taking the losers, sometimes they're a little bit bigger than we want them to be. So that's really what I would like to try to focus on, is attempting to get my winners to really work for me. And that way, when we do have losers, it's not a big deal because our winners are just as big as the losers. So where right now it's taking me like 3, maybe 4 winners to make up for 1 loser, and that shouldn't be the case. So that's, even though my win percentage is up near 90%, it's still not accounting for that issue at hand. So we did break this 26 area. We actually went right through it, got up to 27. Now we just need to try to get through VWAP here, which is at 27.28. If we can, I think we'll get a nice little pop, hopefully up towards high of day, which is 42, and our order's sitting there at 39. So that would be perfect. Dun 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 bum 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 dun 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 dun. That's what I actually want to go ask. I'm going to go ask Das. I'm going to ask Dask if they have any plans of adding a trading matrix. It's something I've always been interested in using. Yep. How did you get that on my mouse pad? Up. All right, did you grab something? What you got? You can take anything out of there. This SAVA is going nuts. This. No CLVS. You're supposed to go the other way. All right, well, I'm just going to let this ride. If it gets to 839, I'm a winner, and we ended up green on the day. If it goes back down to 807, we ended up losing, and we are down about 75, 80 on the day. So, yeah, that's the premise. Obviously, that's on paper, so not a big deal. Just testing stuff out as obviously nothing within our strategy is working. And I'm going to get out of here. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace. That's the premise. Obviously, that's on paper, so not a big deal. Just testing stuff out as obviously nothing within our strategy is working. And I'm going to get out of here. So don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will catch you guys tomorrow morning. Peace.